Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday night Zoom call. We haven't been together in a while because we've been participating in the boot camp and starting point. So this is our team call for our coaches on our team, the Palace team, for lack of a better word. It could be the Royals or something. I don't know. But anyway, we are all connected, and we have Ron Gels and Dan Bell are our mentors. So we're going to get to meet a lot of people this month in Austin. But we get together usually every week, but we've been getting together once a month right now, and probably until after convention, to celebrate. The first of the month is the time we celebrate rank ups. And again, for new coaches, you don't understand what a rank up is. But basically, in Take Shape for Life, a rank is just the number of people that you're helping. So it's a very cool honor and accomplishment because we're all so busy. We've got, most of us have different, we have kids, we have other jobs, we have other careers, we have other things in our lives. And to take time to dream about what we can create with this business, or to take the time away from what we're doing just to serve another person, is pretty darn huge. So appreciate all of y'all being on the call tonight, and just want to welcome everybody. So we've got, Dee, I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to you because we've got Debbie Pasco, who ran through 2 ranks this month, and Jonathan and Lisa. So we'd love to, and Vicki, you made as well. So would you go ahead and just introduce Debbie and then Jonathan and Lisa?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm super excited for everybody on the call tonight, and Debbie in particular. We've been working together for a while, and Debbie has been a senior coach for a while, and I will say Debbie gets great kudos for being so coachable and always looking to educate herself, look for ideas on how she could grow her business. She's a busy mom, and then really has engaged in the boot camps and has started to do some different things, and I think a little bit of a mindset change, and has really taken off. And just, we were excited she reached manager, and I think it was in 2 days, Debbie, you shot up to associate director. So I'll turn it over to you to share a little bit about your past month.
Okay. Yeah, it was a jump, and I didn't expect it. I was excited about manager. I was like, finally, I did it. And then I couldn't believe I exceeded even that. So that was kind of cool. So my thoughts on how I got there, because I feel like I kind of got stuck in senior coach for a while. And I think part of it was just, busy with my kids and, just life. But I think I got stuck in a rut because I was trying so hard to do things from being in front of the computer instead of going out and living life. And even though Dee told me, I don't know how many times, that this is where, the what you do behind the computer is supposed to be just a small portion of what you do. Your training and your learning and your education and everything is a small portion. I kept on going, okay, got to get this thing done, and so I kept on not quite getting it. And so I think being in boot camp, for sure, that has to be a number one thing that kind of pushed me into action. And getting weekly action steps has been phenomenal, because then you have something to check off that you accomplished, that you did this thing, has been awesome. Just getting out more. I joined an exercise group in our community, and actually that hasn't brought me anything, but I think it just brought me more experience with going out there and making friends and spending time talking to people. And, I'm excited about that. The fact that summer break kind of happened around the same time, so my kids are out of school, which means I don't know if it's a luxury, if it was a curse, but the whole, I dropped this one off at daycare and I dropped this one off at school, and then I am back in my rut. So that kind of forced me out of the rut, because there's no such thing as sitting in front of a computer when you have a 13-year-old and a 2-year-old, so that I think has been awesome. Employing the map has been huge. I'm really happy that we have the map. And I think the map and the action steps from the boot camp are the same. In that it's written down in your face, here's what you have to do now. So you don't just sit there and whirl. You know what to do. You have a direction. So MAP is the perfect acronym for it, because it is a map. It's a roadmap for this is how you get from this point to this point. So I'm very excited about that. And then talking to Dee about like intentionally selecting people that you want to talk to. So it's not just finding someone who might listen to you talk. It's saying, I think that person needs to hear this. And so deliberately, singling that person out and bringing and saying, I'd love to talk to you, like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like picking out who you're going to talk to has been huge for me. And I was really pleasantly surprised by the positive reception I was getting from people. So a couple of people I would say, just talking and sharing and enjoying, getting to talk to somebody I hadn't talked to in a while. And all of a sudden they're saying, I'm really interested for me. Can we talk about that more? And so I was getting responses I hadn't even anticipated. So that was kind of cool. Having John and Lisa on my team, I've enjoyed coaching them from day one, but it's kind of reinvigorated me. Having them on my team has given me like fire, like just it's so exciting to have them to work with. So it's just so much fun. I'm discovering how much fun this is. I think up until now I was a little bit like trying to do a good job and trying to do it well, and I don't know, it's like my focus was not on the right spot. Now I'm just like having just a blast. This is so much fun. I love it. So I think having John and Lisa on my team, it kind of woke that up in me. I just love what I do, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to keep on going. So yeah, their excitement kind of recharges the batteries, and that's definitely huge. And I'm excited to help my other coach to get to, where she wants to be also. So we'll get there. So, and then just the anticipation of knowing that convention is coming. So just that gives excitement and, energy to the whole process too. That's it.
Way to go, Debbie. I got to tell you, speaking with you, and we were setting up calls with the Penny Packers and everything, and you were so on top of it. Now you've been around, for a while, and you're always engaging. You're always engaging. You respond to, our Facebook page, and you're always giving great articles and things. And then when I saw how just efficient you are and how on top of things, and just a pleasure and a joy to work with, really, it is not a surprise. And I love what you said, because you're right. When we get it stuck into wanting to do a good job and having it be like a job, it loses the fun. And unless we're having fun, we're not doing our work. And so I love that things just flow to you when you're enjoying it. And so I can't thank you enough. I know we'll hear from you again, obviously. And would you just introduce John and Lisa?
Yeah. So John and Lisa are my senior coach team, and they're just really exciting, and I know are going to go very, very far. So John and Lisa.
All right. Well, so we just hit senior coach last month, and when we had our celebration call with Susan, she asked something we said. She said, I want you to write that down, because next time we're together, I want you to repeat it. And so I think what Susan wanted me to share was our turning point, or our shift. We spent our entire first month striving to get to a level. And we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and everything we were doing was driven around, I've got to hit this goal. I've got to do it by this date. This must happen. I've got to learn this. I've got to do that. And it was forced. And I think that what I was doing in our shares, because we kind of tag team it, with Lisa and I developed the leads together, and then I take it to the phone. And I think that what I was doing was projecting my goals on the call, as opposed to being open and listening to what needed to be listened to. And I got really frustrated one day, and I said, that's it. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to listen, and I'm going to share, and it'll happen when it happens. And if it doesn't, it won't. And I signed up 2 new people in the next 2 days. So it was just letting go of the performance anxiety. My day job is to sell. So letting go of the selling and just sharing and caring about people's story was kind of our turning point. And even today, Debbie and I talked earlier today, and we have a limited amount of time in order to do this. Our time is finite, And so we decided that if we're going to do it in a small amount of time, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it well. And so the very first thing I did this morning was texted my map to my coach. So well, that's kind of us.
That's so cool. I just love that story. It's almost similar to what Debbie was saying, and just when our intentions are in the right place. And I don't think you can be successful in this business unless you really care about serving and helping people. And then from that place, more comes. But I think chasing the rank and it just doesn't work. Chasing the money, it doesn't work. And yet it just comes in such a way. So I love that. Now, Lisa, and I asked Lisa what she was having the most, didn't I ask you what was the most challenging? John asked you what was the most challenging thing, and you were saying getting organized and, making it all happen. But Lisa, I asked you what was the most fun thing, and what did you say?
Seeing our clients come out of their shells. We had one particular one that was kind of stuck, didn't want to associate with anybody, and to see this one come out of his shell and to be in a group. Like last night, he was with us in a group and interacting with people and coming out of his shell, and it's wonderful to see that.
That's so cool. That was the most fun for you. And so it is all about caring about those people that you can touch. So thank you, John and Lisa. We're so excited to have you on our team. And Debbie was right. When you get people around you that energize you, that's what building a team is about. It's like having running buddies to run with you, to, cross the finish line, because it's too hard to do it by ourselves. It's not much fun. So, thanks for joining us. We're all having fun living vicariously through you guys. So real excited. Dee, let's go ahead. We didn't get to hear from Vicki. So love to hear from Vicki. She was on vacation last time that she reached her senior coach rank. So please.
Yeah, so Vicki Black, she has been a health coach for, I guess, maybe, I'll let her remind me, 2 months maybe or so, and maybe a little bit longer. And she reached senior coach and missed our celebration call last time. And then this month is climbing, added 3 or 4 new clients and very close to the manager rank. So she's building, and I'll just let her share a little bit about what she's excited about and the people that she's helping so far.
Thank you. I think it's been a little over 2 months. I'm going to have to actually look at the calendar for the exact date, but John, I very much see you in sales as well during the day. And so, it's kind of all about getting the sale. And that was something that Dee has been great about coaching me on too. And kind of in my mind, the first time I have a call with somebody, of course, everybody wants to do this. It's great. It's a great program, great way to lose weight. And I don't understand why everybody doesn't want to sign up the minute they hear about it. So that's been probably the biggest learning curve for me, is realizing that, and I know this from being in sales, that it takes, sometimes it can take 4 to 6 touches before someone says yes. But, it's hard when you're so sold on something to sit back and just go, okay, it's got to be on their timing. And just continuing to do those follow-ups and kind of just continue to drip on those people and keep up with them. And honestly, it's not going to work unless ready is kind of the conclusion I've come to. And so being willing to do that, it seems like when I kind of let that go within the last 2 weeks, probably, a lot of those conversations with people that I felt like were kind of stagnant and weren't moving have started picking up and moving again. So definitely expecting to get manager positions for sure this month, and hopefully even up to associate. So we'll see.
Well, that's awesome, Vicki. Well, Dee's been telling me such great things about you, and it's really been fun to watch you grow. So can't wait to meet you in person and to see, all the people's lives that you change and touch. So thank you. So Dee, we've got a new coach on Susan's team, Ingrid. Welcome. So would you introduce us?
Yeah, we'll turn it over to Susan. It's actually a health coach under Susan, Ingrid, her new coach, who's on the line tonight. So Susan Giesland, I'll let you introduce.
Oh my, poor Noel is going to just kill me because I didn't tell him that I was doing this. He is a fitness instructor as well, and he is brand spanking new as a coach. Also looking for something that a lot of us fitness instructors have looked for. You know, we've got the exercise part of how we help our customers, but a lot of times didn't have the nutrition part to help them. And you know, it's that 80-20 rule. We all know that, right? So anyway, he's just on fire. He has a great background and a great story, but I'll let him tell you a little bit about him. So go for it, Noel. Welcome. Nothing like being thrown right in there.
Yeah, this is my first call. Can everyone hear me? I'm not sure if they can, but I literally just got my startup kit today. And yeah, I've worked in fitness for about 20 years, and really know that people struggle with the nutrition portion of that. So Ingrid, I've known Ingrid for a few years, and Susan got her onto it in the past month or two. So she suggested that, you know, it'd be great for me, and I looked it up and just got started just this past week. And I'm really excited about getting some of the people that I train connected with this so that they can see some great progress, because for them, really, the nutrition, no matter how much I explain to them and talk to them, having that convenience is what really makes the difference. And the system, I really love the convenience of it for them, because they're either in their car driving, you know, to doctor's offices, or they're on calls all the time, so they can't run to the kitchen to you know, get something out of the fridge and heat it up. So the ease and convenience is really going to help them, because I've tried to get them meal prep, and it's like trying to pull teeth sometimes for them. So this is really going to help them out a lot. I'm really excited about it.
That's awesome. Thank you, Noel, and for joining us. And you can make, it's so, everything you said I could resonate with so much, because that is so true. We want to eat well, but we don't have the time to do it, and or the motivation to prepare all the meals and take your coolers and put together right proportions. Bodybuilders,
Right.
So the normal person doesn't have that. And you're right, we're always in the middle of something. So this will be great. I can't wait. We have a lot of fitness people, because I was a fitness person. I had a yoga business for years, and I cannot tell you how much I love being able to offer this, not only to our clients, but offer this as a extension of our business. Because in the wellness field, it's so hard to make a really good living. And I always said, what I do is in the wellness field is as important as a Coke executive. So why aren't I making the income a Coke executive does? So I'm like set out to make the income that, you know, a top executive makes, even more we can make in the wellness field. So that's a real passion and mission. And to have our, you know, nights and weekends free, and, you know, get paid when we're out of town. You know, when you're in the fitness industry, you don't work, you don't get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You know, or if you're sick, you know, and so this just provides a whole different level of stability, of a career. Our impact widens. We can work with people all over the country, not just in our little geographic area.
Right.
It's huge, the potential. So, and it's you know, it just gets me excited all the time. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And so we've got Mindy Sigmund is one of my yoga friends, teacher friends, and she is a new coach. She's on vacation right now, but luckily we do team coaching, so it doesn't slow us down at all. I want to introduce Janet Bowman. She just got her coach kit today too. So, Noel, you're in good company. I'm going to unmute you, Janet. And would you share a little bit about your story and what you're excited about coaching?
Well, I've been in Mindy's yoga class 3 times a week for, a year and a half, I guess, now. And I think it was the day I came in and said, I've just eaten an entire box of Thin Mints. I don't know, I feel sick. that cued Mindy that she should talk to me about this. So I've never had issues with weight except until now. And I guess kind of, being in my 50s now, I am, my metabolism has slowed down. And so I was like, I didn't know what to do with myself. And I was going to yoga 3 times a week. But so I started on the program and lost 15 pounds like almost immediately. And so I feel like myself again. And I guess I look more like myself again. And I have several people at work just keep going, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You're doing something. What? So I signed her up too. I signed up one of my friends from work. My daughter is actually in the health and wellness field. She directs the kids' summer camp at a sporting club, and she's been after me to get signed up. So I just couldn't get signed up fast enough so that I could get her signed up and my friend signed up. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, thanks for hopping on the call tonight. It's like, okay, you don't really know, and Noelle too, you don't really know, but we have this call, and you're going to be seen on camera too, so,
surprise!
Surprise! I did tell you. But anyway, that's awesome. And Jana, we're so excited. Yeah, she was like, we had a meeting, and, she's like, I got all these people that are interested. Mindy's like, she's all these people that are interested. What should we do, And here's the truth, is that she gave the 3 people, Mindy's number. And people don't call. Because this is a business that you've got to have trust with that person. And if they don't know and have trust with you, they're less likely to make that call. So the impact you can have on someone's life by walking this journey and by helping others is huge, because they might not do it any other way. Like John and Lisa, I don't know that if it wasn't Debbie, like you knew Debbie, you trusted Debbie. Janet, you knew Mindy, you trusted Mindy.
Yeah.
Noelle, you have people that you trust. Harry Moore, you have people, you were coaching people for, 15 years. They know you, they trust you. What you say holds weight. And that's why it's so important to bring people on our team, because we can't impact people the way you can. You can. And that's what I've found, and it never ceases to amaze me. So we'll go ahead next week. So thank you all, and for all you've done all month. It was really fun watching everybody grow. And we are next week. Let's see, we'll boot camp and starting point, and Noelle and Janet will talk to you about the starting point call on Monday night. So we won't have our team call. And then the following week I'll have to see, because it's the week before we go to conference. And then we'll pick up again, and we'll see what we do with the boot camp and that sort of thing. But I just wanted to leave you guys with, and again, I'll write this up or do a little outline or something, but if you have some notes, take it, because what we're doing is we're a part of the creative process, whether it be with our program and getting healthy. We're creating health rather than dieting to lose weight. That's a short-term fix, and creating health is a long-term, just creative process. We're creating something new. And so we're intentional creators. So there's the things that get in our way of creating, whether it be health or creating a business or impacting lives, is our systemic thoughts. We have certain thoughts that run around in our head, like Debbie talked about, got to do this, got to do that. Vicki, you and Jonathan talked about, got to meet the quota, got to do this, and it becomes, so those systemic thoughts are something that we really want to keep in check. And there's 5 ways to maybe work with someone. And there are 5 little steps. But I think the most important is our intention to want to help others. You've got to want to serve others, come from that place rather than get the rank or number. But the first step is, 1, noticing what's important to them. So we've got to step into their world. We've got to notice what's important to them. And it might not be what we think is important to us. And oftentimes, don't we say, I'll always lead with, oh man, this is great. This is what I found great about it, but it could be nothing what they think is going to be great about it. So we've got to really step into their world and notice what's important to them. Let them talk. Then we've got to be able, this is really hard. You have to be a safe place for them. And what that means is, you don't relate to them by telling a story about you. And you don't try and fix them, solve a problem. You really want to listen to understand and be silent. Like what someone said, silence is the best, tool that you can use. So a lot of times we want to fix their problems. We just listen to understand, not fix. Because that's hard. And then the third place is then we ask the questions. So tell me more about what they say. Okay, so we create a safe place for them. So these 3 things, we're in their world. We're in their world. What's important to them? Just listening and asking the right questions. They're empathetic questions. Without trying to fix them, without trying to say, about Hawaii. Oh, they had a great trip in Hawaii. Tell me more about that rather than, oh yeah, I was in Hawaii. Did you go to this restaurant? That's what we do, right? Because we're relating to them, right? But it's about us. We pull it back. So then we want to make a decision once we've stepped into their world. The 4th step is now, and what happens with all those first 3 steps, their walls of resistance come down because everybody is resistant. Everybody is resistant about someone trying to convince them about something. So if we can seek to understand, just listen to them, have silence, ask them more questions, so tell me more about that. Then their walls of resistance come down. Now, what is it that they need? They must need to talk to somebody. They might need a friend. They might need a roofer. They might need, they might not need our program, but what is it that they need? And that's where our intuition comes in. That's where, really thinking about serving them. What is it that they need? And then we want to, the 5th step is we want to invite them and ask permission to share. We're bringing them into our world now. Now that we know them, now that we have trust, we get an agreement and it looks like, well, I may have something to help you. Would you mind if I share that with you? And that's when we do it. But before that, it's still not a trusting. It's still not a trust. So it takes a little longer, obviously, to build relationships. But as Vicki said, even in the sales process, it takes touches. So if we can invest more time in understanding, we build the trust. And I know many of you have been around for a long time. We know that when we do this, people come back to us 2 years later when they're finally ready. Because this is not something they can buy from us to help us out. I used to really hate that when I was, why aren't my friends buying this from me? Just help me out, right? I'm new in a business. But if they're not good clients, and the people that did that, my BNI group, someone did that. Why? So why are you interested? Well, you're here. I'm doing it because I want to help you out. Not a good client. So we're really looking for people that are ready, and it takes time to find them. And it takes conversations. So anyone have any parting thoughts or words? And we'll talk more about this later. Debbie?
Oh, you unmuted me. Thank you. I was about to try to unmute myself, and I was about to mute myself back. So it was something that kind of like, and I didn't like figure out the right way to say it or whatever, but like something that I heard myself say when I was talking about what I'm doing and how I kind of changed my mindset and suddenly business was booming. And then the same way with clients and watching clients when they're on a program that they think is a diet or restrictive or whatever, then they're focusing on the negative and not having an easy time. So I came up with, when it's fun, it's easy. And that's for coaching and for clienting. And when it's work, it's hard. So that was my thought. When it's fun, it's easy. When it's work, it's hard.
Beautiful. And it's true, when we're tired and drained, we're solving problems as opposed to creating. Creating is regenerative. It fuels us versus, and that's in chapters 3 and 4 in Dr. A's Habits of Health, by the way. So I just want to tell you that where we're getting some information. Terry, what did you want to say?
This is sort of a squirrel, but I worked with Garth today, and you know Garth, right? You've met Garth.
But tell everybody who Garth
I
is.
will, but I mean, you remember Garth. Garth was one of my first clients, started a couple years ago. He was at 301 pounds whenever I basically, just after I met him, he was like 291. He was getting married and he was really stressed, so he lost a little stress pounds. So I just wanted to let you guys know, keep on doing what you're doing. He ran the Peachtree yesterday, which was the second year in a row. The first year he'd already lost 100 pounds, thankfully, to his mom because she introduced he and I together. I didn't know Garth, but Garth's mother knew me. She saw me losing weight and having my story. She gave him the gift of help, and he proceeded to lose over 100 pounds, and he and I have developed a huge relationship. But not only that, now he trains with me personally. And he trained for the Peachtree this year with the intention of not feeling horrible afterwards. And I texted with him all day yesterday after the Peachtree, and he's like, oh my God, I feel still amazing. He said it took him over a week last year to recover, even though he had lost the weight. So don't give up on your people. And let me tell you, it just gives me such chills and such thrills to know. And he keeps telling me on a regular basis, he texts me, he says, you saved my life. And I keep telling him, I did not save your life. You saved your own because you took the time to listen. But I'm just saying, there are those people out there. And, I know they're in my life. There's still more people. And some days I get frustrated. I'm thinking, why are these people not listening to me? But you know what? They're not going to listen to me. I just got to continue just to know that every day that I'm there and I put myself out there for somebody else, I'm going to help somebody. And I'm in tears because I'm so thrilled for this guy. So I needed to share that with you guys.
Thank you, Terry. That's amazing. So true. Thank you.
It's an amazing story. He just can't get over how healthy he is and just, how improved his life is. And he's an 85-year-old mother that runs the Peachtree, and he is running with her because he wants to show her.
That's awesome.
His gift has been important.
Awesome. That's doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't.
So, Julie, will you just leave your coaching come on, but will you finish us up with just some of your, tell us a little bit about your new coach and your, all that's going on in Charlotte.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yvette is one of the new coaches in Charlotte, and she's actually a friend of mine from college. It's her mother. And so everything always comes full circle, as we've kind of said and reiterated tonight. And so she actually asked me if I would help train her mom. And I told her, I said, well, let's talk about what our goals are. So we ended up meeting, and the more we talked, the more it was like, let's take care of the nutrition piece first, and then we can talk more about training. So she has been on fire. And this past month, she actually almost hit senior coach in her first full month of coaching. She has 4 new clients, and I think she made the dollar amount, but she didn't hit the numbers of 5 people. She's only helping 4 so far, but she's doing fantastic. Her granddaughter was just born today, so she could not be on the call. But I'm sure she'll be excited the next time we get together and she can share a little bit more. But it's definitely fun to be a part of watching other people succeed and just seeing their lives transform. And I told Dee on a call a couple weeks ago, sometimes it feels like you feel like you've exhausted all the people you may know in your small circle, but then you have coaches who know so many more people, and then all of a sudden it just keeps expanding. And it's great to watch more and more people in Charlotte get healthy, and they all work together, so they're keeping each other accountable as they're transforming together. So that's a little bit of what's going on in Charlotte.
Thank you so much, Julie. That's crazy. Well, it takes a team. Thank you all for being on the call tonight. We will see you guys, most of you, in Austin in a few weeks. And again, thanks so much for all you do.
Bye.